Now it's time for Whispers, your number one source for all things paranormal, with your hosts Jordan Klein and Nick Queen, and produced by the lovely Lola Miller. Whispers is brought to you by West Virginia Penitentiary Tours at the West Virginia State Penitentiary in Moundsville. Unforgettable, historical, educational.
And welcome to Whispers on WKKX, the Valley's Watchdog, and UPRN, the UFO Paranormal Radio Network. I'm Nick Queen with the lovely Lola Miller, and in the studio, substituting for the missing and who knows where he missed. And
I miss Jordan.
I miss Jordan too, but it's Evan.
Well,
the lovely Evan.
The lovely Evelyn, which I promised I will have pictures of this week of
I don't think you're
his
going to
dress.
do it. It's been 2 weeks.
My wife keeps on taking the camera and not bringing it back.
Good excuse.
But Lola, you would have laughed.
Oh, I'm sure I would.
You're going to.
You would have laughed, cried, and would not have fell in love at all.
Everyone falls in love with me. What are you talking about, Nick?
It's his knees.
I wish he would have shaved his legs, but I think it made it better that he didn't.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. But how's everything been?
All right.
I haven't seen you forever. So it just,
oh, that's right.
When we come back, it's just like,
oh
my Lord, we're missing so much stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
Well, we miss being in here with you.
Lost. Have you figured it out yet?
The thing where he turned the lighthouse.
Yeah.
And was looking at his house. I think he's going to be the one that takes over for Jacob.
Once again. Well, yeah, Jacob. Somebody said, that he's like the golden child.
I think he is.
Once again, Jack is the selfish, immature, petulant little child that he has been for 5 seasons.
He's such a whiner.
I was yelling at the TV when he broke, because instead of doing what he was told to do and put it to 108, or seeing his friends' names on that circle and seeing what was presented with them, oh no, he has to take it right to him and throw his little temper tantrum and break the mirrors. And it's just,
But people love the bad boy. And
he's not a bad boy. He's the petulant Sawyer is the bad boy. But, yeah, it's so good. And Bill DeFabio brought me in Entertainment Weekly, albeit 2 weeks old. And it had the 10
He needs it on time.
I know.
Yeah.
The 10 episodes that you needed to watch before this season began. And I have to agree with him. It was like 2 from season 1, the pilot, of course, and another one from season 2, 3 from 4, or 3 from 3, 1 from 4, and 2 from 5. And that really would have given you, because they did a little synopsis of what the episodes were, and that would give you enough information to be able to at least kind of pick up the thing. But what really bothers me is we no longer have flash forwards or flashbacks. It's flash sideways. And they keep saying, well, somebody read an interview with the producers or something that said, disregard all of the flash forwards and flashbacks from all 5 seasons. Now concentrate on the sideways. And it's supposed to be what would have happened had the flight not crashed. And I kept arguing, it can't be, because like Jack now has like an 8, 9, 10-year-old child. And
I was like, they can't just ignore the fact that he had this kid. He would have mentioned it at least once or twice.
Well, in any of the flashbacks,
exactly.
He didn't have, I think, we haven't seen the mom, but I think that's who died on him or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if we're supposed to disregard the last 5 years, then I guess they can take the story in any direction, which I consider to be cheating.
See, now, I think he did have a wife that he just had a horrible relationship, because he is, like you said, he's a very selfish person to begin with. He's very focused, and you could almost to the point where he would forget about his child. I think maybe if he's crashed on the island, but it's hard to it was hard to swallow.
But when we look at the 3 years after they were rescued, I mean, he hooked up with Kate. I just don't see that there's any way he would have had a child in that universe, in that parallel time, or in that timeline, and not have acknowledged it in some way. So I guess we're just supposed. I know, to me, that's cheating. To just say, okay, now disregard everything that you have learned. We're taking it in an entirely new path. Although they have known since season 3 that this was the last season. That's when they decided that they really needed to put a real definite end date to it. Because they said it was so hard. It was easy to write it in the beginning, and it's easy to write the end. But it's really hard to write that middle and keep it interesting and keep people really watching. So
there's a website you should go to that it's about science fiction and going over stuff. It's called io9.com.
I
think it's IO and then 9. IO then 9. Okay. Like the letter O. And they
.com?
Yeah, and they have a lot of stuff on Lost because that's one of their favorite shows they talk about. And they were talking about the 10, was it 7 or 10 storylines that they never finished following, such as Saeed going with Shannon. You have him as this hardcore kind of interrogator, Iraqi interrogator. Then all of a sudden he ends up shacking up with the beach blonde. And he's kind of this. Why didn't they continue with this, or why did they do the different things that they messed up on a little bit, or all kinds of different things to fill in what's missing.
Well, I kept thinking, and I couldn't remember the whole story around because it was season 1. The couple with the stolen, smuggled diamonds.
Oh, I hated those people.
And they buried them, but I had forgotten that they weren't dead, that they had some toxin or something, so they appeared to be dead, and they buried them alive.
Yes.
And so I'm thinking, well, what is the point of plucking that little story down just to have a story?
The reason behind that, from what I understand reading, is people hated those characters so much that they lobbied for them to be killed off. And that's why they did it. Well,
who knew we had so much bloody influence?
I know.
So, geez, if I had known that after the Peanut episode, or with Jericho, I would have flexed my muscles a little bit.
But no, nobody liked those guys. They really sucked.
All I remember is them. I thought dead. I can't remember back. These people that have watched it, like Jordan, that watched it over the fall, or sometime in the past year, are really at an advantage over the rest of us.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, well, that happened, and it's like,
that
was like what, 4 or 5 years ago. What are you talking about?
I know it. Yeah, 6 years ago, I'm supposed to remember stuff that happened in the pilot episode.
Of course, you're supposed to be a huge fan.
Well, the pilot episodes too are usually never very good. It's to start laying the groundwork for things. And, so I always kind of watch them with an eye of, am I going to like this? Am I not? Do I really pay a close attention? And then there was so much stuff swirling around it initially. Todd was really into it, so we were getting on all these websites, and I was getting American Express updates. And after like season 2, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to watch it. Yeah. Try and figure it out, but to get so immersed in it, like some of these people, their life must be rewind. They watch these episodes on super slow-mo so they can pick out all the stuff in the background. And, I don't want to work that hard.
And they get paid to do that.
That's true. I don't know. Some of those bloggers.
Well, some of them, you can set up a blog and get some advertising revenue coming in and enjoy yourself writing. That's the life, I guess. But I wish it's good that they're out there. They can do that for us so that we can focus on work and family and all that stuff. They do the dirty work. But now the thing about Lost though is that I always liked was that they do at least go back. They know that you're going to be. They know that you want to get into that detail and that you want to be obsessive over the details and stuff. So they do at least have the beginning of every year. They always have that one episode where it's like this is what's come before. You know, for an hour they go through and they have somebody narrate it.
Well, they have the most brilliant
and then the pop-ups.
recap shows.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love the pop-ups.
And you were saying you love the pop, and it's innovative because I wish some other shows would have it. 24.
Yeah. Or Alias, when Alias was on.
See, I always wanted to watch Alias. I never did.
Oh, I love that
Lola,
show.
have you ever watched Battlestar Galactica?
Absolutely.
Did you like it? You watched the whole thing, didn't you?
No, I missed the last season. I know.
Lola, I got to get it for you.
But I watched it back when it was on eons ago.
Oh, we just finished watching it. Good. We just finished watching it, Lisa and myself, yesterday. We've watched the final 2 episodes, and it was awesome.
There's a movie out.
Well, yeah, and
I've got that recorded.
And there's a new series, a prequel called Caprica. Did you ever hear about that?
That is... tied into Battlestar?
58 years before, and the guest is going to kill us, but I got to tell you, 58 years before Battlestar Galactica, it talks about, I know in the pilot, which isn't like a huge spoiler, but the first Cylons created.
Man, what did I think it was? I saw that advertised, and I've seen it in the grids. And for some reason, I never connected Caprica.
Yeah, the colony. Yeah, the big colony was Caprica.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it's Sci-Fi Channel. So if you want to watch it, I bet you they'll have all the episodes.
They just ran The Stand yesterday.
Oh, The Stand was
competing
awesome.
Against the Olympics. The hockey game. Yeah, like I'm going to miss the hockey game.
Well. Oh, by the way, blame Jordan. He didn't wear his jersey or sit there with his hockey stick, which he has for every other game. They lost.
Jordan, it's your fault.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Truthfully, go ahead.
No one expected the Americans to do well.
Really?
No, it was probably one of the best final games.
Oh no, I mean in the series.
Oh no, you had the underdogs against the overdogs. And 24 seconds left in the game, they make the shot to go into overtime. It was just spectacular. So
yeah, I missed it. I wish I could have watched it. But all right, well, our first guest is on the phone. So Nicole Beauchamp is a founder of the Tri-City Ghost Hunter Society. They officially became a group on July 16th of 2009. Founded by Beauchamp and Mandy Moore. Group does research on haunted locations and offers free investigations to anyone in need. Investigated such sites as, and I know Lola's going to love these, but the Bourbon Orleans Hotel and Dauphin Orleans Hotel, both of which are in New Orleans, Louisiana, and the one I can't wait to talk about, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Weston, West Virginia. Nicole, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
All right, great. How's everything been?
Oh, pretty good. How about you?
Oh, doing well. Is it cold up that way? I know you're in Michigan, right?
Actually, today was like 40-some degrees, and we thought it was pretty warm.
Oh, well, yeah, that's about the same here. It's like, it's into the 40s. Yay.
Yeah, everyone's definition of warm changes.
Yeah, at least it's not snowing. That's what I'm looking at. Right. So Trans-Allegheny, Tri-County, Tri-City Ghost Hunter Society. Sorry about that. How did you get into this?
Well, I have always been into it my whole life, and I've had a couple of strange experiences when I was younger. And I always, I really like to help people and stuff, and I just wanted to help people in an unconventional way. So I decided, I could pursue a passion, and at the same time, I could be helping people.
Now, you said you had some strange experiences. What kind of experiences did you have?
When I was younger, I was just laying in my bed, and I heard a male voice say my name when I was in my bedroom, and I thought it could have been my brother, like, messing with me. So I walked down the stairs, and he was asleep on the couch. Like, he was, like, dead asleep on the couch, and I was just like, what the hell was that, you know? It was terrifying when I was younger.
So, now did you recognize the voice? Was it, I don't know who else it could be. I mean, was it like maybe a grandfather or something that had passed on, or did you have no idea who it was?
I had no idea who it was. My grandfather passed away the year I graduated high school, which was in 2007, and this was way before that. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Wow. Now, Now, do you still live in that same house, or?
Yeah.
Now, do you ever decide to go back and investigate, or I know it's kind of weird going to investigate in your same house. I know I couldn't do it, but did you? Are you brave enough?
Well, I mean, I have tried to investigate my house before, but I mean, I've got nothing. Like, that was the only time I ever really had an experience here. So, I mean, that was just about it. Nothing else really happened here, and I feel fine here. I don't feel threatened. Okay.
Now, you investigate mostly in your same area. I know some of the places I've seen here, which, Lola, you're going to love some of these places. The Dauphin Orleans Hotel and the Beauchamp. Is it
Beauchamp?
Beauchamp. Bourbon Orleans Hotel. I'm sorry. I'm out of here today. Both in New Orleans. Now, is that the only two places you've investigated in New Orleans?
Yes.
Okay. Now, and as well as the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Weston. So, I mean, are those the only places you've been out of state?
Well, I want to say we did like a mini investigation at Eastern State. The thing with that is we took a history tour, and so after the history tour, we got a little time to like go around with our cameras and recorders. So, I mean, I don't technically count that as an investigation,
sure.
But I mean, it's a little, it gave me some more experience. But I don't know, I don't count it as much as I would count like Trans-Allegheny and the the hotels in New Orleans, because I actually got to work with a lot of extensive equipment and everything like that. So.
Okay, tell me about the Bourbon Orleans and Dauphin Orleans hotels. What exactly? Let's start with the Bourbon Orleans. What kind of stuff has happened there?
Well, I heard in the past that it was an orphanage, and I was up on the second floor, and this was the first night I had gotten there, and I heard it was haunted, so I wanted to stay there really bad. So we booked a room for, 4 or 5 nights, and I was just walking around up on the second floor near the ballroom, and I heard a little girl scream like at the top of her lungs, and it was really quick, and then I never heard anything after that. And the thing that I find strange about it, I guess, is that if you've ever been to New Orleans, it's definitely not like a very child-oriented place. But, I mean, it was just so out of place, and like I said, it was just a quick scream and over, and, little kids that carry on for quite some time when they're upset, so it was just really, really out of place for me.
See, as soon as you say little kid, I'm out of it, because I hate, not little kids, but the ghost of little kids, like The Shining always scares me to death. So it would have been hard for me to even go and investigate at that point. I've been like, I don't want to see, the two little girls standing there. So now, were you able to record that at all?
Oh, the worst part was that I was just about to turn my camera on, and as I was turning my camera on is when I heard it. So it was one of those moments where you just want to kick yourself. But I went in, I checked all the rooms up on the second floor. Actually checked both bathrooms, and nobody was in there. And I checked the ballroom, and it was locked up tighter than a drum, and walked down the hallway, and absolutely nobody was staying in that portion of the hotel. So it was just so weird.
Now, what kind of equipment do you take on an investigation?
We use K2 meters, digital thermometers. We have a variety of digital cameras. I believe that Kodak takes the best video, but Polaroid takes the best still pictures. So because of those reasons, we have different brands, and we also use, we rely heavily on our audio recorders.
Yeah, now, the K2 meter, we've talked about a lot of people about that. Now, what do you think about the K2? Have you had a lot of success with it?
I've had some success with it. For the most part, I do think it's unreliable, but at the same time, like, for example, Trans-Allegheny, there's no electricity in certain parts of the building. And when we went there in January, we went there on January 16th of this year to investigate again. And the K2 meter was spiking like crazy, and we were in a portion of the building where there was no electricity.
Wow.
So in that case, I think there could be something more there. But, I mean, I feel that you have to use multiple tools to, really know if something's going on, because you can't just rely on one piece of equipment.
Yeah. Now, do you I know when we were doing investigations, we would carry around 2 different types of meters. We'd have a gauze meter and maybe, another one of the more expensive meters that had, the digital readout kind of thing. And one of them would go off and the other one wouldn't. Of course, then at that point, we're kind of scratching our head like, okay, is there a reason why this one went off? Or, are they broke? But which one's broke? And kind of, that kind of thing going through your head. Do you do that kind of investigation where you're doing that?
Using 2 different kinds of meters?
Yeah, I mean, is that something you do all the time? Or?
Yeah, well, we have 2 different kinds of K2 meters. One has a toggle switch and one has an internal on and off switch, so they're slightly different. So we try to, use as much equipment in an area as we can to see if they match up when we're investigating.
Okay, now where have you had the most success at in investigating?
In Trans-Allegheny?
Well, no, anywhere. I mean, what stands out in your mind is, if you were asked, what stands out in your mind as the most haunted place or where you've had the most activity?
I would probably say Fort Wayne in Detroit, Michigan, and I've had some cool things happen at Trans-Allegheny. So those 2 places, most definitely, I believe are the most haunted places that I've been to.
Now, Lola's from Detroit, so Fort Wayne, where exactly is Fort Wayne? Or what is Fort Wayne, I guess?
It's a Civil War fort, and it's located right across from Canada, actually. You can see Canada when you stand in the middle of Fort Wayne.
So we're protecting ourselves from the Canadians, which I salute at this point.
Yes.
They're gonna take. They win the hockey. Next thing they know, they're gonna come after us. So
Fort Wayne is it's downriver from Detroit.
Okay.
So you can.
Have you ever been there?
Probably when I was real young. I don't remember it specifically, but we did a lot of family thingies and
Now, what exactly happened to Fort Wayne?
Well, we had multiple things happen. The first thing that really stood out to me was that I was taking pictures. I was in one of the sally ports and sitting in one of the back sections of the tunnels. And I was just taking pictures and nothing was happening. I was like, go figure, that's my luck right there. And so I continued taking pictures probably for about 5 minutes straight with nothing happening. And then all of a sudden I took another picture and I caught a black shadow man right there on my camera.
Wow.
And I immediately took a picture after and nothing came up like usual. And so I rushed out into the middle of the sally port and nothing was there.
Now, you didn't see it did you see it with your own eyes at all, but without the camera, or?
Well, I have a tendency, I guess, when I'm taking pictures to look at my camera to see if I'm getting anything. So if, I feel kind of upset that I missed it with my own eyes, but at the same time, I have this hardcore evidence. So.
Now, where can people see that picture at? Do you have it on?
Yeah, it's on our MySpace, www.myspace.com/TCGHS, and you can also view it at www.youtube.com/TCGHS. Okay.
Oh, and I need to add I won't have to add your YouTube. I do have your MySpace website up on our page. I need to add your YouTube. I didn't catch that one. So I will add that after the show or a little bit here in a little bit. Now, so other than the Shadow Man, did anything else happen there?
Yeah, we were also sitting in one of the jail cells because they have jail cells there.
Mm-hmm.
And an investigator by the name of Vicki Freeman and myself, we were just sitting in the jail cell, and we saw a black shadow just fly by the door, and it blocked out the light. And it was just the oddest thing because it lasted probably only about 10 seconds, and it was gone.
Wow, that would actually be extremely scary. Now, did you get anything on tape or pictures of this, or just personal observation?
No. This was just the personal experience that we had.
It's the best ones that's, that you don't get anything on.
Yeah, no, another thing that had happened to me, though, at the fort was we were sitting in what they call the gunpowder room, which is also in one of the back portions of tunnels in another Sally Port. And I was asking whatever was there with us to turn my flashlight on, and it would turn on like on cue, and then when I would say turn it off, it would turn off on cue, and then it would just start going spastic, blinking. And
now, did you catch that on video or anything?
I did catch it on video, and I went to go upload it just the other day, actually, to YouTube, and I can't find it in the files on my computer. But,
hopefully you'll be able to find it.
Yeah, well, as soon as I find it, it's going up for sure.
All right. Now, I mean, what exactly? Now, have you had any? Because I know we've had in our experience when we were investigating, myself and Jordan, which unfortunately wasn't able to make it with us tonight, but we would go into certain areas. We've investigated the Moundsville, the West Virginia Penitentiary.
Right.
And at one certain place, they had all these expensive cameras. I mean, you're almost guaranteed by Sony, if it doesn't work, we'll fly out and fix it. I mean, to that point, they walk in and just all of the stuff just turns off, and everybody's sitting there banging their cameras and trying to fix the batteries and trying to figure out what's wrong. And then, of course, they leave the area and everything turns right back on, and they're sitting there scratching their heads like, well, it's just not working. I was going to get another battery or something, and now it's back. So, I mean, was that? Do you think maybe? Were you able to see it on there afterwards, or just it wasn't there after? It was there when you saw it, at the prison or whatever, and then now it doesn't work.
Have I ever? Are you asking if I ever had
the flashlight video? Yeah.
Did you see the flashlight video? I mean, right after it happened, or?
Well, my camera battery didn't drain at the time. My K2 meter was going off a little bit, but my battery had not drained at the time I took the video. Okay. All right. But I have had an experience with my digital thermometer. We had just changed the batteries in it, and this was actually at the Moose Lodge, the old Moose Lodge in Saginaw, Michigan. But we were just taking a base reading, and like I said, we had just changed the batteries in the thermometer, and literally it spiked up into the thousands. Wow. 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and it just kept climbing, and it was completely unexplainable.
Well, we're going to go take a quick break. We'll be right back after this, pay some bills. But you're listening to Whispers on WKKX and the UPRN UFO Paranormal Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Listen, I hear dead people. Shut up, you idiot. That's just Nick, Jordan, and Lola with Whispers Radio. Brought to you by the Market House in Elm Grove. Tune into Whispers Radio every Monday night at 6 p.m. on AM 1600 WKKX, the Valley's Watchdog. And now back to Whispers, brought to you by West Virginia Penitentiary Tours.
And we're back on Whispers Radio. I'm Nick, he's Evan, and she's Lola. You wanted to say it? Go ahead and say it.
No,
go ahead. We're waiting.
I said I'm Evan. I'm not little Evan, so I've noticed.
He's quiet today. I don't know why. He's the most talkative.
But don't wind him up.
Okay, just turn off the mic. He'll talk forever. Oh, I'm the greatest thing ever. Get him on the radio. Evan? Yes?
It's not exactly like that. But.
It's very close.
Yeah.
Were you listening the one time, Jordan? It was great. Jordan, Evan tells Jordan, I wanted to ask his question. And Jordan's, we're talking to Mark Nesbitt. You remember Mark Nesbitt. And we're talking to him. And Jordan goes, Evan, you have that question? And Evan just looks at me, looks at Jordan, and puts his head down.
I froze. That was my first time to ever ask a question.
Both of us just started cracking up laughing.
Spell choke.
Yeah. And then Evan, he did get himself together, and he was able to do it. But he choked. He choked big time.
Yeah. It's a few times in my life. So.
It's on tape, too. So.
Boy. Well, Nicole, have you managed to hang in there with us through all this idiotic banter?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
We tend to do this quite often.
We really need to get some help for it.
I have to say, I love the commercials.
Oh, dude. Which one was your favorite? I always liked the one
with a P. What was the P stand
the
for?
Paul. Well, the little. Oh man,
what?
It's Lug Nuts one.
Patrick S.
Patrick S.
Harney?
Yes, I love that one.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Nicole. I really wanted to get into talking to you about the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Which is probably where we need to be. It's in Weston, West Virginia. I've always wanted to go see it. I know it's a huge building. It's supposed to be. I keep on hearing people, it's one of the most haunted places in America, but everywhere is. So, what did you think about it?
Well, I honestly haven't seen like a full-bodied apparition or anything there, but I did get some really amazing EVPs from there.
Now, Oric, what kind of stuff did you get? I mean, what's your, I guess, favorite one?
Okay, well, you can check this out at our YouTube.
Okay.
If you go to youtube.com/TCGHS and you click our playlist.
All right, now wait a minute. What is it? TCGHS?
Yep.
Now, Lola, are you able to get any of those that we can play? Yeah, is it okay if we play them on the air?
Yeah, please do.
Great. So she's going to pull that up real quick.
The best one that I believe that I have caught from there is is the doctor down here. And you're going to hear two female investigators speaking before that.
Now, where exactly is this located? Where, like in the building for people that have been there?
It's located right in the back section of the original kitchen, which is in the Civil War wing.
Okay. So, you got it up, Lola?
All right. Now, I need you to guide me through it. It says presentation at SVSU 6, 7, or 5. None of those?
Nope. You're going to click on playlist.
Oh, that. Okay. Okay.
They should all come up, all the EVPs.
Okay. You got, breath, capture. Oh, breath. It's captured at. Okay. Well, I thought maybe. No. Get out. Is the doctor down here? You want that one?
Yeah, that's the best. I love that.
Okay. Hold on. It's not the fastest at times, so just. All right. Oops. All right. Okay. Now, are we all ready for this?
I'm ready.
So we know that you're here. It won't hurt you.
Now, did you slow that down or on the audio for that time or no?
Did I
doctor here?
Wow. That was.
In the kitchen here?
You go ahead and stop.
All right, wait, I'm going to take it all the way back. All right.
Okay.
Now, the first thing we hear is one of you guys, right?
Are you listening to the doctor one?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's two female investigators speaking. One says, if you're here with us, could you walk past or wave your hand in front of the green light? And then the next girl, she says, we won't hurt you. And the last thing you hear, it just sounds different than any other voice in the whole room, you know. It almost sounds disembodied.
Right.
Okay, here we go again.
The doctor here? Do you work in the kitchen here? Or the pharmacy?
Wow.
Now, is it the first thing that was said? Is that what you're listening to?
Oh, it keeps playing over and over again. All right, now I got it stopped.
Okay. Nicole, you with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Is it the first voice that was said there, or is she starting it?
Well, I started at the beginning.
Okay.
Are we talking about the EVP that says is the doctor here and that says
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Somebody asked the question and then there's another voice. It's just real fast. It says yes.
Oh, okay. So the investigators ask, is the doctor here?
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. Play it one more time. I'm sorry. I misheard. I misunderstood you.
Okay, wait a minute.
All right, now that we got everything situated.
Turn my headset up. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Ready.
Oh, this is the wrong one. I'm sorry. That was.
Now, did you actually hear this, or was it
here.
At the recording that y'all heard it? Like after you recorded everything?
Yeah, it was after we got home, and what I do is I try to clean up my audio the best I can. Sometimes I even remove the human voices out of it if I need to. And I didn't hear any of these at the time of the recording, and we always account for whoever's with us at the time, so we know what to listen for and whatnot. But I mean, as you can see, we have several EVPs from Trans-Allegheny.
All right, what about this? Help us.
This help us. The one that says isolated. That one is where I completely removed all the human voices out of. So this strange voice is the only voice that was left on the track after I removed all the human voices. And just after cleaning it up with, noise reduction, hiss reduction, and then amplifying the sound, it really sounds like it's saying help us not only to me, but I've asked other people their opinion, and they agree, that they think it says help us too. So. Okay,
well, I'm going to play that one.
Okay.
Hopefully. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I heard that.
Wow. Oh, I did.
I'll play it one more time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it says help us.
Sounds like a guy to me. It's
yeah.
Right.
Wow. That's a nice one. Now, where exactly was that captured at in the building?
I want to say we were up on the 4th floor.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure of the ward that we were in.
Now, is it what kind of area is it? Is it a patient ward? You're saying, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a patient ward.
Okay.
How long did you actually stay in there and record?
How long were we in there for?
Yeah.
I want to say 8 hours, but I want to say 2 nights, or the 2 nights that we investigated, we were there for 16 hours investigating.
Yeah, and that place is huge. I know from talking to a couple of people. I mean, were you able to cover the entire area in the 16 hours? I know you went back this past January.
Yeah.
Is that because you didn't get to cover everything all the way, or?
Well, I love the building, and I really like Rebecca and her family, and I want to support these kind of buildings that are crumbling. I'm really into preserving history and whatnot. So I wanted to go back and check it out, but at the same time be able to help preserve this building.
You should come up here to, or I guess down here from where you're at, but to the West Virginia Penn.
Well, guess what?
What's that?
we were going to go to that. We were going to go to that. We were going to do Trans-Allegheny again, and then we were going to go to the penitentiary, but we decided to go to some new territory and investigate Waverly Hills.
Oh, okay. Now that's another interesting. That's one I've always wanted to go to. I've heard it's extremely eventful. So now we, of course, we're right in the backyard of the pen. So if you ever do get to go there, give us a call and let us know, and maybe we can have you swing by and come in the studio or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, we want to go there too. That's definitely on the list of places,
yeah.
So.
And I know we're going in June for the the radio show. We're going in. Heck, I can't remember the date, but sometime in June. So I think towards the end of it. So and it's always a lot of fun. The people there will help you out. So I'm sure you'll find it fascinating. So but Waverly also, I'll have to give you a hat tip to that one. So and the Weston, I've always wanted to go to Weston. I've heard a lot of stories. A lot of people call in and say it's been that they've been there, they've heard something, they've saw something. Of course, the size of it's just, from what I understand, is just intimidating by itself. So very gothic looking, from what I understand.
Now, with y'all going to these huge places, what kind of team do you usually go with?
What kind of team?
Right.
Well, usually, a lot of people on our team work, or some people are younger, so they don't always, I'm not saying that they're like 17 or younger, but they're 18 and, college students. So sometimes they can't always get the money together, and I understand. But sometimes, we go with maybe 4 or 5 people, and sometimes we go with 3 people. I mean, whoever can make it can make it. If they can't, I totally understand.
So. We have a caller, Nicole, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. This is Vicky. She'd like to ask you a couple questions. Go ahead, Vicky. You're on the air.
What are some upcoming events, and how would you join the group if you're interested?
Okay. Some of our upcoming events are on April 19th of this year at 7:45 p.m. We're going to be the featured guest on Para Women's Stream Radio, and that is hosted by Amy Williamson. We have a private business investigation on April 30th of this year, and at this time I cannot say where it's at because I don't want to get in trouble. But and then on May 17th at 5 p.m. we're actually doing a presentation, May 19th, 2010, starting at 5. We're doing a presentation at Allison Jack Wirt Library in Bay City, Michigan. And then I could read off this list, for quite some time. So if you go to myspace.com/TCGHS, you can check out the list on our blog of upcoming events. As far as joining the group, you can send an email to tcghs@hotmail.com, and we will send you an application form back.
Okay.
All you got to do is fill it out and send it back to us.
Now, what exactly, when you're looking at people joining, what exactly do you look for in a member?
Well, I think most importantly, it's about honesty. And, we always meet with the people who want to join a group before we actually admit them into the group.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to see what kind of vibes we get from them and see, if they're willing to work hard, because trust me, this is fun, but it's not an easy thing getting a group like this going. And we just want to, make sure that they're dedicated and they're not in it for just the thrill of it. I mean, they need to have, or at least have, some passion for helping people and, kind of want to work toward the same goal as Mandy and myself.
Well, Vicky, did that answer your questions?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Vicky. Where are you calling from, Vicky?
Mount Morris, Michigan.
Oh, okay, great.
Now, I know y'all are a relatively new group. How much has this kind of affected the community that y'all live in? Do y'all have a lot of people asking y'all questions now? Is there a lot more spark in the interest of the paranormal?
Well, I think that, actually, I think the city I live in, I think a lot of people don't understand this kind of thing, and I think that, a lot of people are scared of it.
Now, where exactly is it you live?
I live in Bay City.
Bay City. Oh, okay. Yep.
I think
spent many happy summers up there partying.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they think that paranormal research is associated with, demons and doing satanic rituals and whatnot. But the truth of the matter is that, not only passion for this, but at the same time, we're trying to show people, that we're not into demonic rituals.
Right.
We're really trying to prove ourselves and make a better name for the paranormal community.
Well, I think it's great to see some new young groups popping around and trying to help out.
All right, well, we're running out of time, Nicole. We'll have to have you back on, though, especially after you do Waverly. So keep in contact with us, and I wish you luck, especially at Waverly. Hope you catch something. So now, do you want to give out your website addresses one more time? That way people can find you.
Yep. Just go to www.myspace.com/TCGHS, and you can check out all our evidence and all the videos we have at www.youtube.com/TCGHS, or if you go to Google, type in Tri-City Ghost Hunter Society, Michigan, and everything should come up there for you.
All right, great. Well, we'll talk to you then, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I hope you're with us.
Thanks, Nicole.
Yep, have a good night.
You too.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay.
They always wanted to go to Weston.
Yeah.
I hear it's great. I like all the big, huge buildings that, I guess we don't really build that many big, huge, good-looking buildings. You know what I'm saying? With the architecture.
Just
and
sport domes.
That's really about it. It's with a lot of character into the buildings and stuff like that.
It's all about how much you can.
It's utilitarian. Yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't done Mackinac.
Should have asked. They might have. I didn't see it on their list though. I don't think.
No, that would have been Mackinac Island.
Oh, okay.
And they've kept it really intact.
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine that there have got to be a lot of spirits floating around that place. All up through there. I spent a lot of time up in the Upper Peninsula, and I can imagine that there's a lot there.
I can't remember. Wasn't there a Civil War prison camp up that way?
Not that far up.
Not that far up.
How much fighting happened up?
Not much, but they would have. For some reason, I think there was one up that way somewhere, or up further north, because they took the troops away from the south to keep them, from harder to get, to recapture or free them. But,
well, I still plan on going to Gettysburg with you guys.
Well, I still want to go to Gettysburg.
Check that out.
I've never been.
I've been there, and I just don't. Ghosts just don't come to me. I mean, I've been in some of those battlefields at dawn, waiting for the platoon to walk past, and I just.
Well, I mean,
you should dress up.
Like me.
I would
you
think
should
the
dress up in
majority
period.
People don't see things.
Huh?
I would think the majority of people. I mean,
I'm sure.
Think of how people go to Gettysburg.
She wants to be in the minority. Dress up in period
you
costume.
Do that.
I'm not. I don't really care if I see one or not. But I want you to see something. I know. I'm sorry. We'll be right back. Lola's give me the signal on WKKX and UPRN, UFO Paranormal Radio Network. This is Whispers. Be right back.